Juan Soto stood up there with a straight face, I might add, and said, quote, when you meet a girl, you don't just start kissing her right away.
まずは先日、コーエンオーナーが直近のメッツについて答えたこちらのインタビューをご覧いただきたい。
Do you think your team needs to be broken up in any way? And really that becomes about Lindor Soto. Do you think they're in play before August 3rd? And what do you think of their dynamic, which has been talked about quite a bit? Can a winning team be formed with those two guys as the two key guys?
Yeah, I don't see them going anywhere. Okay, and frankly, I think that's a story that was last year's story, and that I actually am told and believe strongly that these guys are getting along much better, and so I just don't see that as an issue anymore. And listen, I'm lucky enough to have two high quality players like that, and with the elimination of whatever issues there were last year, I mean, I'm thrilled.
ちなみにこちらのインタビューでコーエンオーナーはスターンズ氏の任期途中での解任を否定しており、契約通りであれば2028年シーズンまで GM の重責を担うこととなる。さらにこのコーエン氏インタビュー直後、ソト選手はウィル・サモン記者を通じて次のような言葉を残している。
昨年リンドア選手との関係に問題は全くなく、揉め事もありませんでした。本来時間がかかるものですが、関係性は良くなっています。女の子に会った時だってすぐにキスするわけじゃないですよね。
こちらのトピックについて現地有識者たちがどのような見方を示しているのか紹介していこう。
Juan Soto Francisco Lindor rift that was a storyline in 2025 did resurface, and Steve Cohen becomes the first member of the Mets organization to all but confirm that it was real. In the quote on the show, he said, "I think that's a story that was last year's story." So basically saying that it did happen and it's in the past, and both players have come out since with their own quotes and basically said, hey, we're all good. We've put that in the past. Juan Soto said that there was no issues last year at all. He also had the when you meet a girl, you don't start kissing her right away, which is, that's good. I mean, you don't really...
That's classy too, by the way.
It's very classy. You don't want to start kissing her right away. You want to get to know her a little bit first. Do you have any thoughts on Cohen on the show and, him confirming and all this?
It's nothing new. This isn't news to any ball player, any coach that's ever been around a team before. We are with each other so much that there's going to be division there. You're not going to like everybody that you're playing with. It's impossible. Too many personalities, too many egos. You're not going to like all of your teammates, but will you stand beside them in the trenches when it matters? Absolutely. This is what it's about. The fact that it's two superstars is a little bit rough, and I think 2025, the way it was kind of separating the room a little bit, but it wasn't him versus one versus the other. Whose side are you on? It wasn't like that, but it got represented as that. But the fact that it was acknowledged, I think is...
Here's really the big one, though. I think this is like what we discussed the most. He was asked, and this is what I mean. Good job, New York Post. You did it. You asked the question. It's always important to ask the question to my newer journalists out there. They asked about the Lindor Soto issues. And I'll just read what he said. Frankly, I think that's a story that was last year's story. I am told and believe strongly that these guys are getting along much better. And so I just don't see that as an issue anymore. Woo! With the elimination of whatever issues there were last year, I am thrilled that they're on the team.
He literally admitted that there were issues last year. That's what I mean by this whole interview. What on earth did it do for Steve Cohen or the Mets that was positive? Him admitting that there were issues last year? The New York media doesn't care that you said it was last year. Guess what that turns into? That turns into the story resurfacing and all of the good people that work as reporters and journalists in New York standing outside Juan Soto's locker and Lindor's, but I think he was still hurt when this came out, or maybe he was just back. I don't know. Both of them in the clubhouse and bringing this up again. And when they stood there and they asked Juan Soto, do you know what he said? Because it was the quote of the damn year. If you haven't heard it, Juan Soto stood up there with a straight face, I might add, and said, quote, when you meet a girl, you don't just start kissing her right away. Of course you don't, Juan, because that would be considered assault. How is that what he had to say? Because Soto was trying to say, he just had to get acclimated to Lindor and they just, whatever, you don't start kissing a girl right away. First of all, why was that the first thing on his mind? Second of all, if you're Steve Cohen, why do you want guys to answer questions about this again? If I was Steve Cohen, I would have said, I mean, not no comment, because no comment brings up a whole other set of questions, but I would have just said, like, they've worked it out, they're getting along better. I wouldn't have acknowledged that there were issues last year. Why would you do that?
Well, even that, they worked it out. It implies something. That's why I'm saying you needed media training here, because you had to be so careful about what you said, because you know that the New York Post asked that question and was just here with it. Like, I mean, they're just waiting to see you make a misstep. He didn't make a misstep. He made like 5. Whenever someone starts with frankly or honestly or truthfully, I already feel like something bad is going to come because it's a filler word. That's mistake number 1. Last year's story. That means there was a story. Mistake number 2. These guys are getting along much better now. That means they were getting along worse before. I don't see it as an issue anymore. Oh, so it was an issue with the elimination of whatever issues there were last year. Oh, so you downright admitted it. Game over. Strike 5. Like, it was bad from sentence to sentence to sentence. And the worst part is, all I envision is after that interview, he calls up his wife and he's like, good news, I buried it. And the New York media already has the entire story, 500 words written.
It was the back page of the Post the next day, the quotes on it. Like, Steve Cohen took a wrong turn at a red light and then just kept doubling down. And before you know it, the shortcut was the longest route he could have possibly taken. Like, he tripled down on the mistakes in that answer.
He did. And I know he didn't mean to. I actually think it was unintentional. I thought he was thinking, if I say that this is last year's story, then it will be last year's story. That's just not how media operates, though. And honestly, New York media of all media is an amazing place to be, and they probably do like a phenomenal job on the stories that really matter. It's also a ruthless place to be because there is so much media, and they all know, don't you feel like they do a great job of picking out exactly what the story is? Like, they know the soundbite that they need to double and triple and quadruple down on, and it was this. Because then for them to ask Juan Soto, again, great idea to ask Juan Soto it, and for him to say that, Francisco Lindor is not a girl you're trying to kiss. So why would you even use that analogy?
Why are we even implying that? Francisco Lindor probably saw the quote, was like, bro, are you trying to kiss? Like, imagine Lindor and his wife reading that quote and being like, what the hell?
Also, it doesn't imply anything good, because I'm just going to go out and say it. I actually think if Juan Soto was interested in a girl, he would try and kiss her. He seems bold and brave like that to me. I think that everything about that answer screams there was a problem, and it took me a really long time to warm up to Francisco Lindor. Like, all I can picture right now is them like holding hands and dancing together. Like, I can't get the image out of my mind. Why would he say it?
No, you know what it gives? It's that I think Francisco Lindor is a girl that Juan Soto never wanted to kiss, so he doesn't start kissing her right away, but now they're just forced to be like cordial. Like, they just...
Right. I mean, he friend zone her or him.
Correct.
I'm not sure how to describe it, but like, that's how it feels to me.
In the LOL Mets category, somehow the Juan Soto kissing a girl answer is very high on the list.
And what it was just completely deadpan serious, where the reporter's like, oh, thank you for your time.
I don't know. I didn't see the reporter reaction. I would have laughed. I mean, I would have had a hard time not laughing at that. Like, what are you talking about?
Did anyone, you know what, I wonder if Francisco Lindor was asked about it. Maybe not. But honestly...
You're like, Lindor, do you want to kiss? All right,
right. For Juan Soto to say that, I just feel like all it indicated to me is that everything that we were saying about New York media and what they were reporting last year, we would always say reportedly and rumored to be. Now you could just pretty much say it was true.
Confirmed. There were issues.
Confirmed by the owner.
途中少し変な方向に脱線した感もありましたが、今回の動画はいかがだったでしょうか。昨年からくすぶり続けたこの話題について皆様のご意見や感想をコメント欄にお寄せください。